Hello, my name is Mike Jones. I am the Education Manager for the Oracle Applications and Technologies Users Group. Welcome everyone to OATUG's e-learning Tech Week session titled An Introduction to Tech Week. OATUG will host a number of e-learning sessions during Tech Week. We will also have a cloud series, a tech series, a best to collaborate that we always offer OATUG members. Keep in mind, participation is free as long as you're an OATUG member. Now, before I get started, I'd like to go over a couple housekeeping items. You'll be on mute throughout the presentation. If you'd like to ask a question, please type it into the question box at your control panel at any time. We are recording this session. It will be available later this week on the OATUG website. Next, I'd like to introduce you to your speakers for today. We've got a series of OATUG education experts that have always helped us and helped our members, and of course helped us with our education. We've got Kaveri Patel, Mike Brown, Manny Kumar Manda, and Sandra Bulvik. Take it away, Kaveri.
Okay. First of all, I want to welcome everybody for this introduction to the OATUG Tech Week. We have, an exciting number of presentations for you guys over the week on a bunch of different topics for technical topics. And there were a lot of good, topics that we could present to you for your benefit, but we just, with the limited time, we had certain topics, and we'll talk about each of the topics on each day that we are presenting. There are 2 on each day. And with that, Mike, you can go to the next slide, please. So my name is Kaveri Patel, and I am basically an apps DBA supporting Oracle eBusiness Suite, PeopleSoft environments, and involved with different levels of architectural design, installation, implementations, regular DBA administrations, maintenance, upgrades, platform migrations, database performance tuning. And I have been a presenter, panel member at different conferences, and I'm also an Oracle ACE. With that, let's move on to the next. A little bit of background about myself. And basically have been apps DBA for a long time, and have worked on different Oracle database versions and different Oracle applications versions, starting from 10 to 12.2, on-prem mostly. I'm the current chair of OATUG Education Committee. I'm the agenda co-chair for Collaborate 2020, and a bunch of other, committees I'm co-chairing on the database SIG, upgrade SIG, the SIG committee, meetings and conference committee. And I also am the chair and president of the DCOUG, the local geo chapter, and have been on the OATUG board of directors in the past, and was awarded, bunch of. With that, let's move on to the next, which is basically on tomorrow, July 16th. We have 2 e-learning sessions for the Tech Week. One of them is, the title is Machine Learning and Data Science Beyond the Proof of Concept. You can do it. It's presented by Sean Suskind. And why do we think this is important to us? We all are interested in all these emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, chatbots, blockchain. And sometimes, we wonder, is it doable? And Sean is going to introduce us on how to make machine learning and data science more meaningful and practically achievable by any one of us. So wait for his presentation tomorrow, and I hope many of you will be joining to learn from Sean. we have the second presentation on Tuesday. Tomorrow is OAF Personalizations 2019 Quick Innovation Wins. That's the topic, by Susan Bain. And most of us know Susan. She is, subject matter expert on personalizations and security. So why did we choose this topic? There is always something you want to learn in terms of, understanding about the page links, about how to enable page link and diagnostic link personalizing page links, understand related profile options, and how to personalize an Oracle application page. Susan is an Oracle ACE director and is going to introduce us on quick tips to achieve Oracle Application Framework personalization for 2019. So we really look forward to learning some quick tips from experts. With that, we'll move on to our next speaker, Michael Brown. Take it away.
Mike, you may be on mute. You may want to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Thanks, Kaveri. I was. I work from home. My son walked in the room and said something to me while Kaveri was talking, so I muted real quick. The one comment on Susan's session, if you have seen any of her previous sessions, every time she does a personalization session, it is an update. New stuff is covered. She expects people to be able to go out on the OAUG website and pull up the previous sessions, which I encourage you to do if you're doing anything with personalizations. But this is new material, and you definitely would want to attend that session of hers. I'm Michael Brown. I have been working with the database since 7.0. More specifically 7.0.13 for any of you other old hands, which that was one of the ones that Oracle shoved out emergency fixes on real quick and got it fixed. And I've been working with the e-business suite since it was Oracle applications. And I started with 10.7 Smart Client patch level 15. Continuing my run of luck, that's another one that they shoved out an emergency fix on right away. I'm the chair of the database SIG. I'm the secretary for our sysadmin SIG, and I'm the chair of the advanced architecture and high availability SIG, which focuses on scaling the e-business suite, both scaling up to handle, interfacing and stuff, and scaling out to add more systems to it to handle high availability or increased workloads. And we had our initial organizational meeting at Collaborate this year. I'm a co-founder of AppsPerf along with Mark Farnham, Jerry Ireland, and Ahmed Alamari, that we have done some workshops in association with conferences focusing on e-business suite performance. I'm an Oracle ACE. I was the OAUG Member of the Year in 2013, and I'm the Senior Applications DBA at a wholesale distributor called Blue Star. The first session on Wednesday is calling vendor RESTful APIs from your PLSQL program. REST is basically replacing SOAP as the interface of choice. Mary Hams from Marquette is doing a presentation on interfacing with that directly out of PLSQL, including how to set up your wallet. So that, because within REST you do your authentication using a token, and this is an excellent presentation that was basically standing room only at Collaborate. and she has real-world examples from what Marquette is doing. And I highly encourage you to attend that if you're doing any kind of APIs. Another reason to be looking at REST is the integrated SOA gateway is included with your eBusiness Suite license. The REST interfaces in the integrated SOA gateway are included with your eBusiness Suite license. The SOAP interfaces are included with your eBusiness Suite license, but to actually have a connection to them, you're required to have the WebLogic license and the SOA Suite add-on license for WebLogic. So if you're needing to do interfaces, you currently don't have them implemented, you have licenses for some standard APIs that you can take advantage of if you stay within REST. Go ahead and advance, Mike. And Sylvain Martel from Insum, Sylvain's well known, and he's very active with the Apex and EBS SIG. And Insum is very well known within the Apex community, especially in interfacing with the eBusiness Suite. But he's doing a presentation on Applications Express dashboards for the eBusiness Suite. And giving you a lot of ways to create dashboards and drill down through them that are built in with the eBusiness Suite. And if you have the full database license, which most of us do with the eBusiness Suite, you are fully licensed for Apex, and you can use open source application servers such as Tomcat to be your application server to run Applications Express. So in other words, this is another tool you have access to with no additional license costs. So I highly recommend you take a look at this. And Sylvain is a very good presenter. This is a topic that's a good way to get into using Apex in your company because management and users like having dashboards available to them. So they're actually using the information easily that's within the eBusiness Suite to run the company. And I believe Manny is next.
Hi guys, this is Manny here. I'm founder and president for Rhapsody Technologies, and I specialize in implementing data management solutions focused on master data and data quality and governance. I have a passion for sharing my knowledge within this space. I've done over 150 presentations over the last 10 to 15 years. At OATUG, of course, is a forum that I speak a lot, and other conferences too. Apart from that, I also founded and chair for Master Data Management Special Interest Group and a member of the Education Committee. And I've done several boot camps too on the master data management and data governance at the Collaborate events as a pre-conference workshops. I have over 25 years, exactly 25 years of experience working with Oracle applications. Started back in '94 with the Oracle Financials, starting with the AR modules and financials, and moved on to different areas from financials to distribution to supply chain to CRM to MDM. So it's kind of briefly my background, and let's focus on the Tech Week. Next slide, Mike. So robotic process automation is all the rage today, and RPA is basically a technology that is aiming at automating business processes, especially the ones that are mundane and manual processes. And it is governed by business logic and structured inputs so that this can be accomplished. One of the most common tool is UiPath. And in this presentation that you're looking at is done by the CIO of Breakparts Inc., Tom Shepard, along with Ramesh Kumar Nayakanti from ELN's Corporation. This session at the Collaborate has been well attended. A lot of people came in, and it's almost a standing room. What they will be talking about is how they leverage this robotic process automation technology using UiPath tools, and present the case study in terms of how they captured the orders that were coming in through a portal and integrated that with the order management application. RPA is a tool which is very important to bring down headcounts at your organization by taking business rules based processes that are manual in nature, requires human intervention, could be automated very easily through this process. A lot of times we think about when we implement ERP, CRM, or any new applications trying to replace legacy, we think we can bring down the headcounts. In reality, headcounts oftentimes stay the same or increase, because with these new technologies, we end up implementing the more business processes, more complex processes, and so on. But RPA, unlike the other, actually helps to bring down the headcount. So that is something that you can look into. Even if you don't bring down the headcounts, the more important thing is you can utilize your resources in terms of more important tasks and activities at an organization by automating mundane tasks. The presentation is on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's pretty good, well-attended session. Let's look at the next one. And the big data, it's an interesting one, big data perspective. So when you look at big data, a lot of times confusion is what exactly is the big data. There is not necessarily a uniform definition. If you speak to vendors, practitioners, or business professionals, you probably often hear slightly different set of definitions or different perspectives. In essence, big data boils down to processing of large data sets and category of computing strategies and technologies that are used to handle these large data sets. Oracle has, again, along with many other technologies, introduced their own big data cloud application, which works with Hadoop on the back end. So in this session, Sam Raghusyama, he works for Perficient, will share about the brief introduction about big data that focuses on volume, velocity, and variety of the data. These are the 3 different V's that have been coined by the Gartner analyst Doug Laney back in 2001. He talks about the importance of these 3 V's, but subsequently there are 3 more V's that are also important in this context: veracity, variability, and value too. So in this session, Raghu is going to talk about 3 V's and the basics of big data, and then quickly moves on to the Oracle Big Data how in the cloud and how it works with the Hadoop applications. So next presenter.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra and I have over 20 years of experience working with database applications, pretty much as Oracle DBA and Oracle Applications DBA. I've been part of database SIG board for a very long time and sysadmin SIG, as well as NorCal OUG board. We're up in the Bay Area. 2 hats that I like the most are being a president of the OAUG, well, see, I'm missing a T, Tech Stack board, as well as the chair of the Upgrade SIG board. So this is a little bit about me. I've been presenting at various conferences, and I also founded consulting company Vlad Group in 2001, and I guess I need to fix this slide. Okay, so let's move on with the sessions that will be presented on Friday. We've heard from Mike. This week we are actually featuring a lot of APAC sessions, and we felt that this is a tool that a lot of customers of EBS are choosing to actually develop new customizations for Oracle EBS. One thing that we keep hearing over and over again is that, you know, we like it because we need something to replace Discover, or we like it because there is no additional licensing cost, specifically if you own Oracle database license. So these are actually Apex sessions have been well attended at the Collaborate this year. So we felt that for people who didn't have a chance to attend, these are truly a good sessions for the webinar. This webinar will be presented on Friday, July 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Presenter is, I'm butchering the name, but I'm trying, Jonas Mitchler from Prometheus Group. And based on the session, some of the topics that will be covered will be what are the available deployment options for Apex. Also, focus will be on requirements, how to secure and seamlessly integrate EBS with Apex, as well as showing and featuring some of very powerful capabilities of Apex for building EBS customizations. So for those of you that are curious about the Apex, this is definitely a session to attend. That's that. And Mike, next slide. So the last session of our Tech Week will be held on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. This will be on a topic that is very, very close to my heart, being a chair of the Upgrade SIG. It will be presented by James Morrow from Bluestone Solutions Group, and it's called Anatomy of the Upgrade to 12.2, including platform migration. For those of you that have been with OATUG for a while, James is a phenomenal presenter. He's Oracle Applications DBA. And we felt that the Tech Week does need at least one upgrade session, as we've seen that majority of EBS customers have not upgraded to EBS version 12.2. There's still some 11.5, 10.2 customers out there, and majority of 12.1.3 customers have until December of 2021 to upgrade to 12.2. So we felt that a good technical session of what it takes to upgrade to 12.2, including tasks and steps, should be a good for our audience. James will actually walk you in this session through what it takes to upgrade from EBS 12.1.3 on 11GR2 database on Solaris to EBS 12.2.8 and 12C database on Linux 64-bit. So a very complex upgrade that requires platform change, database upgrade, and and EBS upgrade. So for those of you that plan some type of a big bang upgrade, this is definitely a session to attend, as James will talk about best practices, steps, how to reduce downtime, how to streamline the process. So all upgrade fans, this is the one session not to miss this week. And with that, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you for questions.
Yep. Okay, Sandra, my first question actually for you is, and I'm not sure if you know, but I know at James' session, with the upgrade, will he talk at all about the continuous innovation? Any updates to that EBS users should be thinking about?
Well, as far as James' sessions go, I haven't reviewed his slides, but I am suspecting that James is going to talk about the fact that EBS 12.2 is going to be the last upgrade. That's what Oracle keeps telling us that EBS customers are going to do once on version 12.2. Moving forward, EBS ATG Group will deliver version upgrades or version patches to, let's say, 12.2.9 and beyond as a maintenance pack for the applications features, and then as the patch for technology to upgrade technology stack. But it's not going to be a whole big upgrade. As a customer, you will be able to decide when you want to upgrade your database, when you want to upgrade your technology stack, and when you want to actually go additional version, for example, 12.2.9. So from that point of view, we have a timeline with EBS 12.2 being supported to until at least 2030, December of 2030, and every year Oracle will reevaluate whether or not they will continue to support EBS beyond 2030. So I think, I'm not sure if James is going to incorporate this, but I know UpgradeSig held a webinar last month, and we went into detail of timelines and what to expect in the next 11 years to the best of our knowledge as far as continuing innovation with 12.2 and how upgrades are going to be approached in the future. And I don't know if we want to use the word upgrade, but it's still going to be something that requires full UAT, but you can piecemeal it. So I think James's session is more like, let's bundle everything together. Let's upgrade EBS. Let's upgrade a database. Let's change platform. But I think Oracle is offering us moving forward more of a piecemeal approach to the upgrade, meaning you can upgrade what you want when you want with a very minimum downtime.
Yeah, I was going to say James's session is more focused on, I can't remember the name of the client, but it is actually based on experience as a client doing the upgrade and the platform migration. But other than the database upgrades that we still will have to do, getting to 12.2 is the last time you should expect to have an extended outage. You still are going to have the same test stuff, like Sandra said, but it's going to just be a cutover operation, which is basically just a bounce of all your database connections. So the whole application here goes down. You've got to also make sure you shut down any third-party connections you've got to the database, and then you just bring it all back up, and now you're live on the new version, whether you're talking the tech stack and or the applications stack.
All right. Well, thank you, Michael. Again, I want to remind
the other comment on what Sandra said. They said at the CAB meeting at Collaborate that the 2030 date was given out as a round number, but the intent is to be a 10-year plan. So the current plan is in 2020. We're going to hear that it's now, at the end of 2020, we'll hear that it's now 2031 for support. But it's intended to be a rolling 10-year window, but they only have stated forward to 2030 right
now. Okay. Well, thank you, Michael. I did want to reach out to our attendees. If you have any questions about any of the sessions that have been discussed, please type them into the question box of your control panel. We've got our Tech Week experts. We really formed a subcommittee of some of our really truly great volunteers that help us kind of organize education for the OATUG. We also wanted to, of course, with Tech Week, kind of emphasize the T that we've added to our name. We've always done technology, as Mike Brown knows directly. We've always had a great technical base and group, but we kind of wanted to point that out in our acronym and our name. So we added the T to our name to emphasize the technology. And sessions like these that we're having this week are exactly why we've added the T. And of course, judging by the attendance of these sessions, because they are really highly attended by our members, shows you that our membership is technology focused. and will be so for many years to come. So again, if you have any questions, please type it into the question box of your control panel at any time. Maybe now that I'm not seeing any questions at the moment, but I can kind of reach out to our panelists. I know we chose these sessions based on their popularity at Collaborate, how many attendees were there, and their ratings via the speakers. Those are some of the criteria we use to choose these sessions. Does anyone else have, does any of our Tech Week committee have anything to say about the sessions that are occurring this week? Does anyone else have any further thoughts on it?
Hey, Sandra has a question actually, and my question is, can we somehow, if for people that are still on this call, give us any idea now that we covered our agenda with the 8 webinars that will be presented this week? Are there any topics that people want to hear? Are there, you know, anything else that we should consider? That would be really helpful moving forward as we try to reach out to our SIGs and see if there are any specific webinars that people want to hear. That's really would be very helpful to see if there is anything we're missing in our agenda moving forward.
Actually, Sandra, you bring up a very good point. I mean, I was going to ask with a similar question, like, we know what we are presenting, upgrade, Apex, Oracle application framework. There are a bunch of, good topics for this week, but that doesn't include the whole technology stack that Oracle e-business suite or, related topics that we could cover in this week. But if there is interest on any other topic that the attendees can put it in their chat window, we will definitely look into it and make sure to have some presentation on that specific topic of interest.
This is Manny here. Apart from topics, also if you are facing specific challenges, from the technology perspective, that you want to, help the SIGs or the OATUG to help you in any way, please reach out to anybody in the panel or the Mike who is organizing and hosting the session.
Yep. Yeah. Again, if there's a topic you would like to see at our Tech Week, because we're actually going to probably be launching. We actually are going to be launching a little bit of a tech series after the Tech Week is over with. Please type it into the question box of the control panel if there's another technical area you might be interested in. All right, I'm not seeing anything offered. Do we have any final thoughts from our little technical committee here?
Well, the topic we're not covering this week, but that I hope our members are aware of, but just in case, it was announced at Collaborate, and actually came out just before Collaborate, that the database 12102 extended support fees, which were scheduled to kick in on August 1st, are waived for e-business suite databases for another year. So if you have already been invoiced for the period that covers August 1st, you're entitled to a credit for the upcharge for the extended support for your e-business suite databases. And if you haven't been invoiced yet or haven't paid the invoice yet, you're entitled to get the invoice reduced by the amount of the extended support fee. So if you're on database 12102 with your e-business suite, make sure you look into that. And it is a priority right now with the ATG group and Oracle to get 19C certified with the e-business suite. And you know, all of Oracle's safe harbor statements that they've wrapped around stuff when they were talking about that. I expect the 19C certification to be announced by Open World. No guarantees on that, but I would expect if it comes out early fall, later this summer, early fall, we're not going to get an extended support fee waiver again next year. So you need to make sure that database upgrade is in your plans.
And Mike,
Okay.
I want to add to it that it's not just for 12.1 database, it's for 11.2 as well. So that is the extended support is extended and fees are waived for extended support through December of 2020 for both versions. So for EBS customers still on 11.204, everything Mike said applies to you as well.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they extended the 11.204. They
Yep.
added a year to the extended support for that too.
Yep. So we're covered for next 18 months.
Well, all right. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions. I think everyone's going to be saving them. I just want to remind all the attendees, when you go to these sessions, they are going to be some really great technical experts. So if you have any questions, please make sure you actually kind of go into it, maybe thinking of a question, and then you can ask these experts right on the spot. We're covering a lot of different topics during Tech Week, so definitely those will be the experts you'll want to talk to. I want to thank the subcommittee for choosing sessions that I think did a great job. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude the webinar. So I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Everyone.